All right, we're on.
All right, good morning, Dudley. Nice brisk morning this morning.
Yes, very pleasant.
So, Joanne, as usual, can you start us off?
Actually, I can't because I wasn't at that meeting, so someone else has to make that motion.
Then I will, even though I'm in second place here.
No, you're in turn.
Okay. Well, maybe I should not. I should just decline and walk out, and then we can't accept the meetings from last meeting.
Doesn't bother me one way or another. We didn't vote on anything that important at the last meeting.
I vote to accept the minutes of the
Oh, you're the
last
best.
meeting.
Isn't he the best, Lisa? And I'll make that unanimous.
Okay, I make a motion.
Let the real professional go on now.
Make a motion to approve the motor vehicle abatements for the month of August in the amount of $44.61 and 70 cents.
Second.
Unanimous.
I make a motion to approve the following exemptions. Let's see, NAP 102.
No, don't do that, yeah.
Okay.
Because we're hiding names if we keep
Okay.
mapping lots.
All right, for the first one for $175 for a widow, the second one for a widow exemption for $175, and the third for a veteran for $600.
I have a question. You have a notation, this vote was supposed to be for $1,000, so why is it not?
Last meeting, it was voted on for 400, and I didn't notate that
So
he's
this is
now
an additional
100%.
600.
Yeah, he's 100% now, so that's the difference.
If you had read the minutes from the last meeting, you'd have known that we voted $400.
I was stymied by number 3.
That's exactly what we're talking about. I second the motion.
I'll make it unanimous.
We've gotten through our whole agenda.
Well, no, yeah, I know, huh?
I do have new
We
business.
took it so-
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Oh, something
Just so you're not
interesting.
bored.
When to hold the next meeting?
Back in April, we voted on the locally assessed utilities. That's Boston Gas, New England Power, and Mass Electric. Those are valued for personal property by the state. But during a reval year, we have to do a utility letter for the DOR that you guys have to vote on and sign, which we did. The letter that we get from them is the net book value, QUIP, which is construction work in progress and new growth. And when I had you guys vote on the total, I didn't put the QUIP in there, so the totals were wrong. So this is just a revote on the correct total with the QUIP included.
Okay, I make a motion that we vote on $8,029, no, $8,029,110 for the utility net book personal property value.
So I have a question. Are they going to fight us on this
No.
value?
Nope.
It's agreed upon by the
This
utilities?
has always been agreed upon.
No,
was
we had a lot of money put aside for...
No, not for this, that was for Verizon New England.
No, I know, but it was the values that the state had set. And so they're okay with this?
Yep.
Joanne, I keep using your pen. You have to do somebody else's. I'm sorry.
That's okay, you can have it. But you can probably...
Oh, it's got your picture on it.
You can probably spell Simsack, it's for all the people who can't spell Simsack.
I wrote that out enough times on your checks.
I know, this is true.
The next meeting is Friday the 13th in October.
I will not be here.
I should be here.
I'm just kidding.
I'm still wondering what we're doing with this vote.
Well, that is the values assigned by...
I don't know that we had taken any action on it yet.
No, you haven't said anything.
Well, I hadn't gotten it
Joanne
yet.
made the
I need a
motion.
motion.
And I just
Oh,
received a
gotcha.
copy of it, so I wanted to
Perfect.
look at it before I second it, which I am doing.
And I'll make it unanimous.
Very good. Now, we were talking
Do
about...
you want to sign it, though? I mean, you know.
Oh my God.
Leave it to the attorney to read the fine print.
Yeah, but he didn't sign it.
Well, he's reading it first.
No, he handed it back to me.
Oh, that was difficult.
So will you be here on October 13th? I don't mean to mess with
Friday
your
the
train of thought.
13th?
Yeah.
I don't know. I may not want to get out of bed or something, you know?
I'm sure Mary will kick you out.
I will,
Unless you want to wait until you're all three here, it doesn't matter.
let me just make sure I
So
have...
you don't want to put down what Remax office you were? Just Remax?
Just read that.
Did you go to a different office?
My name's more important than the
I agree. Nice high school picture.
when I had dark hair. I'm letting it grow out
I'm
again.
just kidding.
I wanted to see what my own color was like
Okay.
again.
So anything we should be apprised of that's coming up?
All our values and paperwork is into the DOR. waiting for certification of our values. The average single family as of right now went up about 6%.
What about multis,
Multis, I don't know off the top of my head. I
condos,
don't, condos went down.
land,
Land stayed the same.
commercial,
Commercial bumped up a little bit,
industrial,
same.
vacant land? To see if you remembered.
What else?
So that just means the tax rate's gonna go down.
Probably, yeah. And we found our single families really, really low. Even though we bump them up every year, we found them pretty low. Even
What
now,
was the
watching
co-
the sales,
What was
is-
the coefficient of dispersion?
I don't know.
How can you say they're really low when you don't know that?
Me watching the sales coming in with the deeds.
I know, so what's the percentage?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Add that for the next meeting when I'm not here.
Well, the good
Yeah,
news
yeah.
though, the good news for the public is that the values are going up.
Yes.
That's a positive for them.
And we
because-
have,
And because of Proposition 2.5, their taxes can't go up, the tax rate goes down.
we're generating revenue from 6 solar farms. So that's good.
But that's as personal property.
As the pilot program through personal, we have to put it in for the DOR, but it's collected through the selectman and the treasurer through the pilot program. They
But the
bill.
assessed value is part of personal property,
Yes,
not real estate.
correct.
Okay.
Except for one of them. Well, the first one we came into town, that's the one that's on the Southbridge Dudley border.
Yep.
And the town chose not to do a pilot program. So that's strictly done by, the real estate is the land. They've been changed to commercial land, and then
So what is the value per thousand for personal property?
the same as residential,
Okay.
1194.
So it's just a name difference, it's the values.
Well, we can value it differently. With the pilot program, they make a set rate per megawatt,
Yep.
and then there's a 2% increment every year that they have to pay. So they have a set amount.
Why is it not 2.5 like everybody else?
Yeah, I used to have to do that with a pilot program. You sit
It's
down
not-
and you make an agreement, and if both parties agree, that's what it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, personal property or the pilot is not affected by Proposition 2.5, correct?
Personal
Personal
property is.
property is,
Is?
but not the
Oh.
pilot programs.
I just wonder why the selectmen would agree to that.
I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't know if it's because it's a contract that they're bound to it and have to pay it, and we
So the
guarantee that
contracts
money
are
every
negotiated.
year. Right.
Not dictated. The
Well,
town
they
could say-
agreed upon
Well,
the
the
whole thing.
town agreed upon it. Why
No.
would the people that own the
No, they
panel-
did. The town and the solar.
Well, because it was a
agreed.
great deal for the solar people, as opposed to every other taxpayer in Dudley.
I don't know.
We
I
go up
don't
2.5%.
I don't have experience in whether it's,
It's a lousy deal for us. Should have been 2.5%, like everybody else in the town pays.
I don't know in the end how much it comes out. Well, I guess you're right, because there's increments of 2%, not 2.5.
Right.
Right.
It should have been 2.5.
But I don't know if they're paying higher in the pilot in the beginning than they
No,
would be
the
for
payment of
personal
the
property.
purpose of the pilot is to induce people to be here, so they're paying lower in the beginning. Just like it was when we got Shields in here, and we got,
Thank you, Sass.
um,
They had a
what's the
tip.
place right here on West Main Street, the big place? Gentex.
Oh,
I mean, we got those in because of what we did for taxes, and we had the industrial revenue bonds back then.
yeah, those were TIFs, not pilots.
Well, you know, it's the same thing.
And we have another TIF
Same
too.
same purpose, to induce business.
On the other hand, we're inducing environmentally friendly uses to try to save the climate by having solar energy rather than
But
carbon,
But they would not exist if it wasn't for all of the tax breaks that we
which is
give.
good, which is why we should have them.
I don't
And the
get a
TIF
tax
says-
break.
The TIF, there's a big
But we're trying to
advantage to
save the
the,
environment.
there's a big advantage to
Who
the
broke
business.
it?
There's a big advantage to the business because for the first year, they're exempt from taxes.
No, I know that.
But they have strict guidelines. They have to employ so many people from town. They have to fill out a report every year. So
And
there's
who
a lot.
monitors that?
Is that?
Who monitors that?
I think
Nobody.
Selectmen and state.
Do they have to send in annual audits?
They send it in every year.
Okay. Because we
I
had
only
that
have to see
same
it
thing,
once.
and we never got anything.
I got it once.
Yeah.
Right at the end of a TIF, and there was a company that lost their TIF because they didn't follow the rules. They
Interesting.
dropped them. But I should ask. I'm going to ask to get a copy of that every year,
We should be.
just so I can attach it to the.
First
TIF
of
so
all,
we have it.
any TIF is supposed to be signed off by the Board of Assessors. Right?
I believe so.
No, I just don't believe it. It's the law. And we have not yet signed off on anything that I'm aware of.
I'll pull the TIF. I don't believe we did either, I don't remember.
Oh, I know, I would have remembered. Joanne would have remembered. Certainly Tom would have, because he would have read it with a microscope.
Interesting.
So, time to get back to work? To our real
Fine.
jobs?
Yes,
Okay, I'll take a motion.
I make
So-
a motion that we adjourn.
I second that.
I'll make it unanimous.
And we'll see everybody on Friday the 13th,
Well,
except for Conrad.
are we off